Ta-da!
Ta-da! Blah, blah, blah.
Boom,
We made it.
boom.
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm so glad to be here.
Me
How
too.
about you, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a power outage all yesterday and in the day before. So, um, it's good to have electricity.
I figure I should respell that. That was bad. Anyway, okay.
Yeez.
Yeez. We made it. Oh man. It was crazy. Like yesterday, it slowly became more and more apparent that Joe's power was out. And when his power is out, his cell service doesn't work very well either. So he can't really get text messages to us and everything. Um, so we had gotten a message from him the night before saying his power was out, and then
And I went dark.
yep, and then gone. And then it was just silent. And then, it's getting close to 6 o'clock, and we're like, well, he usually makes his grand entrance at about 2 minutes to 6. Anyway.
In case you guys didn't already know that.
He always keeps us on our toes. And it's like, and Jeff and I are sitting there twiddling our thumbs, like, well, his power might still be out. Oh no, okay. Then and then he just never showed up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this all set up. He gave me all the files to put this screen together and everything, and I found a great picture of him, this awesome picture of Joe I have. I'm gonna just set a picture of him there. Actually, what I'm gonna do in the future, I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of pictures I have, and I'm gonna create a slideshow, and I'm gonna have them like, first thing in the morning. It's gonna be great. Or, well, we'll figure something out. But anyway, so I was setting that up and I was running into problems and technical issues with OBS, and it got to be like 6:45, and I had to go to work. And I was like, this isn't happening. I'm so sorry. But we know for the future now, ah, we're all set up. Got a low ceiling here. But we're all set up just in case that happens again. The show can still go on.
The show must go on. Yes.
Yes. So anyway, we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to the Double Cup of Joe show. It's Free for All Friday, and I'm your host, Joe.
And I'm your other host, Joe.
He is, and he's also our producer. He's super good at it. And I was like, wow, this is hard. Like, you do a good job, Joe. There's so many things to put in place and everything.
And now you guys have a separate person for Don't Worry Wednesday.
I know, right? Well, yeah, I got to produce Don't Worry Wednesday, actually on Monday because Jesse was gone.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It came on and I didn't have any audio, and there was all kinds of weirdness and stuff, and like nobody could hear me. I don't know. It was crazy. But at any rate, we made it through and we're here now, and it's good. So today we're talking about the sun, my favorite planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's actually not a planet, it's a star. I know.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll figure that. Yeah, that's so good. But first, before we get into that, we got to do our 3-step process. Those of you who've been here before, you know the 3-step process. And those of you who are new to this show, you're about to learn the process. We do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I did it yesterday, even though we didn't have a show. Because it's what you do, man.
You do.
It's what you do. You do this, your whole life takes on a whole new dimension, which is what we were going to talk about yesterday, but we couldn't get on there, so that's okay. So step number 1. What are you thankful for? Joe, what are you thankful for today?
Electricity. We're very thankful for electricity. It's funny how when you don't have something that you've had for a while, you're like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm glad I have this on a regular basis. So power outages are nice because they remind me that wow, electricity is a great thing to have and use. So that's what I'm thankful for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how when something goes away, you realize how important it is. It's like, oh dang. Can you imagine oxygen?
No, because I wouldn't have long to consider how much I liked
You're
that.
like, oh. Nice. Tef is thankful for a wireless connection. Yes, that's super happy and awesome. Jeff is thankful also for electricity. I'm thankful for that too. It's so funny because Jeff got on this morning. He was on and gone before you came on, Joe. But anyway, he was like, it was so poetic because the day before on Don't Worry Wednesday, you were talking about, hey, is you've done 58 shows of Double Cup of Joe, and tomorrow's day 59. And I had already had it planned. I had it already in the playlist, in our spreadsheets and everything. I had it already listed in there. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, this is the first time I'd ever like gotten ahead of myself on that, right? And then nope, not that one. And I'm like, I'm thankful for those moments where it's like God asserts his authority, and he's like, nope. You thought you had it all figured out. Wrong. But anyway, Lay is thankful for coffee. Good to have at least temporary energy source after a sleepless night on a uni project. Man, yes, I know. I've been there. In fact, I've had 3 cups already today. I've had a triple cup.
Oh boy, it's a triple cup day, guys.
It's a triple cup day.
Uh...
But anyway, that's step number 1. Step number 1, what are you thankful for? Step number 2, what are you looking forward to? Because now we take that positive energy you've generated from step number 1 and we look to the future. My future is Joe. Because he's like 26 and I'm 19.
Oh,
Right?
well, I just figured you were going to be Joe in your future, but maybe
I
that's not true.
I am gonna be Joe in the future.
Oh, okay.
The distant future. The year 2000.
When he's 17, 26. Sure.
Nice. But yes, Joe, what are you looking forward to today?
Yeah, that's a great question. Today I am going to. I'm looking forward to two things actually. I'm going to tell both of the two things. Um, I have the. I'm going back home today. Um, for a party for my best friend's having his first child. Not
Ooh,
today, but soon. So we're having a party for them. That's today.
cool.
And then I'm looking forward to next weekend because I will finally have a weekend where I'm not driving around all the time.
Mm,
I'm super excited about that.
cool. Babies arriving are super fun. And parties for babies arriving. I've never usually been involved. Usually those are called showers. And usually those are like my wife goes and all her friends.
Yeah, yeah. So that's for the mom and the kid and that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
This is one of them fancy gender reveal parties.
Oh, it's a gender.
It's an excuse to get together and
Yes.
yes.
Yes. An excuse to get together and eat pigs in a blanket.
Sure. I don't know what kind of
You gotta have those. Or
food.
little cocktail weenies wrapped in bacon. Those are really good.
Okay, I
Ever have
approve.
those?
No, but it sounds great. Anything with bacon really sounds pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was so distraught yesterday because we didn't have our show and because I had a huge inspections day. And I got back and I was like, I'm cooking bacon.
Yeah,
And when I
bacon.
cook bacon, I cook bacon. I cook like 2 days of it. And at the end, I've got like this whole can full of grease, to dump off because it just there's so much bacon. But yeah,
Mhm.
any excuse to get together with friends and eat bacon, man.
That's my kind of excuse.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know. They might not have bacon there.
I'll let you know,
Hopefully they
but
do.
they probably won't. Go on a limb at the 6 o'clock get together that we have.
Oh yes. Ever tried bacon and chocolate, Rock? I said, it sounds good. We need that food combination Friday. Hey, post it. Anyway, let's see what else is people looking forward to. Leia is looking forward to seeing how many people show up at an event I'm organizing for my Discord server. Cool, man.
Ooh.
Basically going to be public guess the anime opening game. That sounds interesting. It's an 80 people server, so being optimistic, hoping at least 2 people arrive. Hey, what's fun is anytime anybody shows up, you can always have a good time.
Mhm.
Um,
Or even if they don't.
Jeff's Jeff's looking forward to cleaning and sorting this weekend. Hey, that sounds very productive. Tef is looking forward to pancakes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
surprise.
Nice. Rock is looking forward to welcoming Jeff. And yeah. Lilia, I have not posted your topic yet on BSS. I will today. It's on my list. So it will be done. So I
Yes.
really appreciate it. And yep, it's on there and it's on our schedule to do on an upcoming Free for All Friday. So I really appreciate you sharing that. Um, but let's see. All right. So that's step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Because now you've created positive energy with the thankful step. You're looking forward. You got a great vision for your future. And step 2. Now, step 3 is where the rubber meets the road. What are you doing today to bring that life closer to you, to bring that future and make it real? What are you going to do today? And, well, it could just make your life better, or it could be what you're looking forward to, too. So, what are you doing today, Joe?
Yeah. Good question, Joe.
Tef's going to eat pancakes.
I think that's a great way to move your life forward. I should
It is.
probably do that too, but I won't because I don't think I make cake pancake mix.
Mm.
I could just make cake and call it pancakes because it was made in a pan. Yeah, okay, that's a bad idea. You're right. So yeah, today I'm actually going to um do what we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Ew.
Oh no, maybe I probably shouldn't do that either.
Hi, Brian.
I feel, I feel like many people would be upset if I tried to actually do that. So
Well, you
instead,
could, being an accountant and all.
people of the world, nobody will actually know.
The world is run by accounting.
um, wow, I'm gonna finish up helping some people today with their accounting, specifically dealing with rehiring people now that the state of Michigan lets you do things again.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna make sure that the people that work for some of my clients have things to do.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Time to
Well,
be productive.
I'm sure they will be thankful for that. Hopefully they will. Well, that's awesome. Let's see. So we already mentioned Tef is going to eat pancakes. Rocco's going to hug Lilia. I too will hug Lilia virtually.
Virtually.
Yes. And yeah, I think Jeff posted said, oh, he's gonna edit podcasts and do at least one interview.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jeff is bringing this show to life in podcast form. It's actually turning out really good. He makes us sound so smart because he takes out all of our ums and our empty space and our ahs and everything like that. And then like I listen to it and I'm like, oh,
And all the dumb things that we actually say. He just
yeah.
removes those.
And like he makes it sound like polished and professional and good and stuff. Like you guys get the raw version, like the live stream, like yeah, you guys are just big idiots, but we'll watch you anyway because we kind of like you, But Jeff is like he's turning us into like astute sound individuals. I'm like, well, if that's all it takes, you just need a good editor. Anybody can be smart. You just need a good editor.
You just need a smart person to make you sound smarter.
That's right, exactly. So I'm thankful for Jeff because he's making us sound brilliant. Love it. I don't know. Brilliant might be a stretch, but smarter than actually are. But anyway, that's this 3-step process. And I'm telling you, if you do that every day, it'll change your life. You will open up a door to a life where you feel differently about every day. And it's amazing because especially when I mean, Lilia, your topic is depression. When someone is mired in depression, and I've been there many, many times. Uh, when I mean, you don't want to do this, right? You don't want to take that effort to think of things you're thankful for or what you're looking forward to. It's just like it's just feel tired and down. But doing that cracks open a light into your life, and you're like, oh my, there's something called hope, and it starts to permeate you, and it starts to change things. And then you, no matter, even though your situation really hasn't changed, the way you're looking at it changes because you now have hope. You now have hope for a future, and you now have stuff to do. And like hope then becomes belief because you start doing these things. You're like, hey, you know what? I can do it. I can actually make something happen. And then as you churn that and do it day after day after day, before you know it, your life starts taking on a whole new perspective and you start accomplishing some of these things. Oh, I'm actually doing the things I thought I was going to do. This is kind of fun. But anyway, it all starts with that. And so I would encourage you do it every day, even on days when we don't show up.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's amazing. But at any rate, we should get into our topic, don't you think?
Probably a good idea.
I mean, Lay came all the way here to hear his topic.
He stayed up late. He's got that coffee.
Yep, he grabbed his coffee and he's here to talk about the sun. And I'm
So,
looking forward to hear what you have to say about the sun. I hear it's a star, it's not a planet, and I hear it sustains life on our planet. And I hear that it's, like nice to see sometimes, even though we live in Michigan where, you don't see it as often as other places.
hmm.
Um, and yeah, so what do you know about the sun being from Michigan and not ever seeing it ever? Joe?
That's a great question. I think
That's me turning it over to you.
yeah, we need to. What I'm thinking is we need to, as Michiganders, we need to develop our own space program so that we can find out if the sun truly does exist. Because we really have only heard of this uh, particular star uh, through just hearsay. There's rumors of passing travelers that tell us about this star that brings warmth to the planet. Um, really just doesn't seem like that. So to rule out the fact that they are or not lying, we're gonna send out a space program.
Hmm.
We will be on the sun in the year 2025. Make some kind of weird presidential pledge like that. Uh,
Well, the problem with that is one of the things that it requires is people with money to create a space program. Like you need a lot of money to have a space program.
I do.
Yeah. And Michigan? Have you seen Michigan?
That's
Okay.
Dude.
Just one.
I was just planning to win the lottery, Joe.
Mm.
It's a long shot, but
I'm gonna win the lottery and buy a rocket.
so any, anyway, the sun is actually a really interesting topic because we have so many things that we can discuss about it. Um, and really choosing a place to start um, is is probably the toughest part about some of these topics, like hands. Where do we start?
Yeah.
I did think it would be funny if one of these days we just came out here with one of these topics and just one of us was pro and one of us was con. So,
And then we
I'm
could
pro
fight about
sun
it.
and you're against the sun. Yeah, cons of the sun: sunburns, heat stroke, forest fires,
Yeah. Drought.
drought, the Myers space
Dead
program.
fish.
Yeah, see, there's some people with money here.
Meyer.
I'm looking
It's not
forward.
just a better brand, it's Meyer brand. It's a
Uh,
Meyer brand rocket.
I'm looking for that sponsorship going up to space on the rocket. So,
Nice.
um, so anyway, in case you didn't know, the sun has gas, and so um, that's where I'm going to start my topic of like what the sun really is. So the sun is a giant ball of just flaming gas.
So its slogan could be "We got gas," much like my brother. My brother owns a gas company. He's a fuel distributor. So yeah.
Mhm.
So I always joke about his slogan. We got gas. Independence Fuel Distributor Incorporated. We got gas. Yeah.
Is he taking you up on that offer yet?
No,
Ah, oh, coward.
no, he doesn't like it.
So
Anyway,
anyway,
sorry.
it's a start.
Continue, Jeff.
It's a giant ball of like literally burning gas. The gas just explodes constantly. What happens is the gravity of the situation is so great that the gas uh, just compresses upon itself to the point that the molecules fuse together, and the reaction that happens is rather explosive and exceptionally powerful. And so, yes, MasterLay has just condensed what I said there, um, and that's pretty much what it is. Um, except the sun, I believe, is primarily made up of hydrogen atoms. Um,
Not methane.
yeah, is generally methane. So the sun is it's just this really unique portion of our solar system where it's hot. It just fuses molecules together. It shoots out radioactive and heat energy just across outer space for like hundreds of millions of miles. We are so far away from the sun that it takes 7 minutes for the light of the sun to get here from where it is. So you're seeing a 7 minute old sun right now. That's how long it takes.
I'm not seeing any sun.
Yeah. Well, see, this is what I heard from those passing travelers.
Oh.
I'm just passing along the information.
Oh yeah.
And the sun is like this really cool thing that brings light to the rest of the globe. Um, occasionally here we see the moon, which is just reflecting the light of the sun. Apparently, the moon does not have its own light source. It does not glow. It is, in
Glowing
fact,
cheese.
it is not in fact glowing cheese. It is reflecting the light of the sun. So the sun does bring about a great number of amazing properties, such as heat for other places that aren't Michigan, and light, which allows plant life to grow in, again, places other than Michigan.
Jeff says
It takes much longer to get here. So, that's kind of our basic facts about the sun. For now, I think Joe has some more information he hopefully learned from other passing travelers that could shine some light on the situation. Go ahead,
No,
Joe.
I'm taking the anti.
Oh, okay.
I live in Michigan because we don't have the sun. I like it here. No sun.
Down with sun. Down with sun.
Actually, no. My dad has always been a gardener
Oh,
my whole life, right? This is like
mm,
his thing that he does, that brings him peace and tranquility while he's out there just working his life away out there, which just blows my mind because, like, as a kid growing up, I'd always work out there, and I would hate the sun because it's hot, and I'm out working in a garden, and the reason these plants are growing is because of the sun. And the reason for my suffering is the sun. You thought a reason for suffering was a song. No, the reason for suffering is the sun. But at any rate, no, we have food because of the sun,
mm.
because plants grow. There's photosynthesis.
Oh yeah, plants.
The end.
That's the only good thing.
That's the only good thing. We get some food. Um, and a sunblock industry. We have that too. No, actually, the sun is very important. It sustains life for us. Joe described all the things about how what the sun is and what's actually going on up there, which is crazy. But we also get things called like the northern lights. We have those up here too. Sometimes those of you who happen to live uh, in one of the more northern parts of the world, you see those from time to time. In the area of Michigan we're at, we don't see them very often at all. But my brother lives way up north in the UP,
Ooh.
and he sees them all the time. Like they just have northern lights, fairly frequently, and that is solar flares that then send, I think it's like electromagnetic stuff that then reacts with stuff that then lights up, and it's like cool looking and it's pretty. You only see them at night because the sun's too bright during the day to see them.
Mm.
But I'm always reminded of the Harry Carey. Hey, what's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun. And I'm always like, yeah, that's not a planet. So, because of our specific distance from the sun, everything's set up right for us to live. If we were just a smidge closer or a smidge farther away, it would be like too much and there'd be no life. There'd be nothing. So, like, everything was set up perfectly, which really it points to the idea of a creator ordering all of this. Like, how could that be random chance? It's bizarre to me. I don't understand how that could be random. Like, everything's just exactly perfect for all this to happen, right? And as the sun, if the sun grows too much, done. If the sun shrinks, done. But right now, it's just like, but really the sun, like Lay was talking about in the post. let's be thankful for the sun. I mean, this is the thing that it gives life to the world. It truly does. Like without the sun, we'd all be dead. And like I just said, too close or too far away, dead. But because of the specific ordering of things, here we are. And we're able to do this. We're able to share life with you guys, which is like super cool. And I got to spend a bunch of time out in the sun over the weekend. My in-laws bought a pool and we were setting it up. It was just one of those, quick setup pools, but it was not quick.
Mm.
But but um yes, presenting a theological argument. Yep, but it ends there. That's all. Okay. I don't want to offend anybody. Uh,
We offend people all the time on here. Prepare to get offended more by our topics on the sun.
yeah. I was offended by the sun because I got a sunburn.
Yes.
And being bald, my head's like first target for the sun. And I don't know if you've ever had a shaved head and gotten a sunburn on it, but it's painful. And then you get blisters on your head.
Does that mean you
So I don't
can't
like
grow
the sun.
hair?
I've got this like love-hate relationship with
Uh,
the sun. Lay says his favorite planet is Pluto, and I'll fight people over it. Yeah, because some people say Pluto's not even a planet, but I'm with you. I think Pluto's a planet.
mhm.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels about the sun. So I'm gonna turn it back to Joe. Joe, save me from this rambling babble of mine.
Dabble.
You came up with something that sounded smart,
The,
and then you turned it over to me, and I sound like a dummy. And Jeff's not even going to be able to edit that to make it sound smart.
disagree. We oh my goodness, like dwarf people are still people, so why aren't dwarf planets? Well, it just goes to show you how easy it is for people who are when people are given the title expert, they can just change things. Like Pluto hasn't substantially changed in several thousand years, at least. And it was a planet, and now it's no longer a planet. Like, what changed about Pluto? I mean, this gets into some crazy other things, and that's not the sun. But um, anywho, there that kind of gives you an idea of what truly do we know about the sun, because nobody's been there or anywhere close. Because I think it's something like once you're inside, like a few million miles away, like anything that we could actually produce just gets burned to a crisp. So it's apparently really hard um, to analyze the sun, because you have to do it from many millions of miles away. It'd be like if you were trying to make friends with somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, if you could just stand like 2 rooms away, that'd be great." I'm gonna try and learn a little bit about you from way over there, and I don't know if um, you can see a lot about me from however close video cameras. I think it's like only 2 or 3 feet. But if you've ever looked at somebody from like 20 feet away and then got up close and like, whoa, it's like that thing where when you and like I know that person, and then you walk over and you're like, I don't know this person. I was wrong.
And hopefully you haven't been going, hey man, how's it going,
Yep.
man?
So I mean, you're just like,
Phil, Phil,
awkward.
how you been, man? Not Phil.
Whoops. So that's kind of what it is like with us and the sun. Um, we can't get close. We can kind of like, well, it's really hot, so we got that going for us. Based on what's coming out of the sun, because there's these cool things called solar flares, where like there's an explosion that happens on the sun, and then a giant ball of flaming energy just shoots out into space, which is usually like the size of 10 Earths. Just this mad. It'd be like when you if you've ever seen those fires on the stove where it just shoots up the pan or whatever they're cooking on, and you're like, oh goodness, like yeah, that's the solar flare that comes off the sun. Just imagine the pan is Earth, and be glad we're not that close. And so these explosions kind of shoot off the material from the sun, and it reaches here at some stage. Sometimes like it's the solar flare is like aimed at where Earth ends up, and so we can kind of detect what types of molecules and stuff are in it. That's how we know all of the hydrogen molecules, the things that Jeff documented earlier.
Hmm.
Hydrogen, helium, whatever else is in. That's also partially what causes the northern lights, electromagnetic material that off the sun um, when it explodes. Because if any of you know anything about how electricity works, like you rub your socks on the carpet really, really fast or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then you shock your little brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
I may or may not have learned that in grade
Yeah.
school.
I was that little brother.
Uh, trampolines are good for it too. If you like
Oh.
shuffle across the trampoline and then you just bah, somebody jumps off the trampoline because you've now like given them a 10,000 volt touch there.
Yeah.
So, um, all that to say, I'm gonna take our topic of the sun and use it as like a positive thing of you know get close to people. Like it's important to get close to people and make good relationships where you actually get to know somebody from up close. I think with a lot of what's going on in our planet right now, we could use getting to know people instead of looking at them from afar and saying, "Oh, this is terrible." Get to know people. I think it's going to really change the way that our world interacts with each other and the sun. If we can ever figure out a way to get close to the sun.
Yes, maintaining social distancing from the sun is a good idea.
Yes, definitely. Definitely social distance from the sun. Also, tip of the day on our topic, don't stare directly at the sun. It's of great importance that you don't look at the sun directly. Um, you will lose some vision
Mm.
stuff. I found some like they were like these cheap viewing the eclipse glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone doesn't know what an eclipse is, it's where one planet moves between the another object, and it basically casts a shadow. So like, there's a lunar eclipse, which is where the Earth is between the sun and the moon, and then that's where you get some like really cool looking sun or moon photos.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reverse is when the moon is between the sun and the Earth, and people really like to look at those for some reason. Like they're like, "Ha! Now I can look at the sun because it's dark outside." Even though the sun's there. Apparently, that's not a good idea.
Still not a
Um,
good idea. You still get those light rays in your eyes. Yes.
but I found some of those viewing glasses, and it's basically like cardboard glasses and then like black um, paper. It's like thin black paper. I'm like, what? You can't see through this. Like
Can't
what?
see anything. That's exactly
Like
right.
if your objective is to view the eclipse, I tell you just don't stare at it and look at it for a couple seconds and look away. Like it would be better for you than this. This is gonna do nothing. You're gonna see a black piece of paper. I could give you a black piece of paper for like $10 too. But uh, anywho, um, but yeah, it's the sun is a very important part of our lives. There's so many things that we can talk about. In case you're wondering why we're jumping like topics on all over the place, Is it because there's so many places to go with it?
It's a pretty big topic. I mean,
Uh, uh.
it's it's like huge. But I love that you were talking about the eclipse. We just had one like a year or two ago. Was it last summer or 2 summers ago?
I have no idea.
We had the eclipse. We had an eclipse. It was crazy. Like and we were fortunate enough to have it like right in the middle of the afternoon here in the United States. And it was a sunny day in Michigan.
Are you
So
sure?
it was. It was. I mean, there were some clouds up there, but still, I remember being able to actually look around. And all of a sudden, I was driving around doing inspections, and the eclipse started, and the light around everything it just got really weird looking. Like all the like everything looked weird because it was like this dim, but not really. It was still. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it except for weird, right? Everything just looked weird, and so I'd take little moments, and I'd glance up at the sun, and I'd see, where it was on the eclipse. I'd just, like, look real quick and then look away, because I know you don't wanna stare at it, but even still, I would have it was so funny. Did you ever look at a light really long, and then you have, like, a blue dot when you blink?
Mine's
You ever do
red.
that?
Mine's red, but yes.
Oh, red. Yeah, well, you have, like, this dot, like, you close your eyes, and then there's that dot sitting there still.
Yeah.
Well, when I would look, I'd look up there just for a second, and then I'd look away, and then when I would blink, I would have the imprint of the eclipse, so it looked like a crescent, as it was moving, like the dot was a crescent, which was really, really weird. And I remember as a kid, when I was in elementary school, there was a solar eclipse, and we all went outside to watch this eclipse, but they were like, "Okay, we're not looking at the eclipse. We made these specific things. We took one piece of paper and we took another piece of paper and we poked a hole in the piece of paper, right?
Yep.
So then you have the one piece of paper and you hold the piece of paper with a hole over to the top of it, like a distance away, like this, right? And you stand with your back to the sun. And what you can do is watch the light that comes through that hole onto the other piece of paper
Mhm.
is in the shape of where the eclipse is. So like you can watch the whole eclipse on this piece of paper, as it goes because the light gets, affected there. It was pretty cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, the Great American Eclipse. We did have a good eclipse. And it was like I think it was either last year or the year before. I wasn't in elementary school then.
it
But
was the eclipse to eclipse all eclipses.
yes. Yes. But it was pretty cool. I remember looking up at it when it was full a couple years ago. I glanced up at it and it was like it was like the sun was completely covered with a little bit of light around it, right? It was like a totally full eclipse. Like, wow, that's gonna be. Can the next free for all Friday be for Pluto? we can put
Oh
we
no.
can put that on the list. The next one is actually we've got a line, but yeah, but we'll put that on the list too for Pluto. Well, definitely we can talk about
Which
Pluto.
side are you gonna be on, Joe? That can be our debate one. Is it a planet or is it
I'm the
not?
pro Pluto
Okay,
side.
I get to be
I'm
anti-Pluto.
are you actually anti Pluto or are you pro Pluto?
I don't have a particular side, so I'm gonna argue because I like to argue. So
Okay, cool.
Pluto is not a planet.
I'm pro Pluto. You'll be anti Pluto. uh
Perfect.
Thanks, Jeff. It was August 21st, 2017. Oh my gosh.
That's 3 years ago. Holy cow.
My goodness. I don't think I even knew you yet.
That would probably be an accurate statement.
Yeah. Wow. Pluto is a planet, and it is the greatest planet. Hashtag Pluto gang. I'm with you. I'm joining.
No, you can't join a gang.
I can join the Pluto gang. It's virtual. We're socially distanced, but just like Pluto.
Pluto was social distancing before it was cool.
That's right. And it was really cold. So yeah. But at any rate. All right. Well, we're getting about to that time where
Yep.
we're gonna have to wrap things up here. Joe, did you have any closing comments? Okay,
No,
good.
no, I know.
Done.
I was trying to think of some terrible cheesy one liner and I couldn't do it, so we're just gonna keep
Time's
going.
up. At any rate, thank you guys so much for being here. If you have a topic for us for Free for All Friday, feel free to post it on bss.studio. I'll post a link here. And yes, I did find out you do have to be a member to do that. The reasoning is if we open it up for guests for guests to just post and start topics on there, apparently we get all kinds of spam bots, posting Viagra ads and stuff. So
We prefer not to have our webpage overwhelmed with those. So
yes, but our webpage is secure, so you can feel free. It's okay to register if you feel so comfortable. You can do that. If not, you can do like what Lily has said, like what Lily has done, and just ask in the chat if we would talk about a certain thing, and we'll make sure it gets on the list. You can also post it in the comments section of a show. We see all the comments as they come through. So you can feel free to do that as well. And then or you can post it on that link there. If you register, it's free, it's easy, it just takes an email address, and then you're good to go. So at any rate, we appreciate you guys so much for being here. Come back tonight for Don't Fret Friday, where Ryan and I will be talking about your topics, any issues, challenges, or anything you might be going through. Please feel free to come to that show and ask whatever questions about an issue or a challenge you might be going through. That's the point of that show. So anyway, we will be there tonight at 9:00, and then Monday. What are we talking about next week, Joe?
oh yeah, that
Have we
was the thing.
decided yet?
We definitely decided that we are going to talk about. I have to pull up the list, guys. We have an entire list of things to talk about. There are so many things to talk about, and we should talk about as a good follow up to gratefulness, selfishness.
Ooh,
Because
shellfishness. Because
yeah,
those shellfish, you got to watch out for them.
yeah, they hide on your shelves,
Yeah.
and nobody expects them.
Yep, clams.
Mm-hmm.
They're tasty though.
They are.
You
They
ever
are.
have fried clams?
No,
You ever have oyster soup?
no.
So good, man. I had oyster soup in where was that place? Down in Pensacola, Florida. They've got the world famous oysters down in Pensacola, Florida.
Ah.
Yes, it was super good. But I think Joe was saying selfishness, and I just said shellfish. But yeah, so that'll be a good topic. We will unpack selfishness, kind of the antithesis of gratitude, and one of those things to look out for. So, yeah, we'll unpack that for you next week, and then next week's topic for for Free for All Friday.
Ooh.
All these Friday things, right? Is actually from Tef. It's called Goodbye, and I have not read it yet. So I'm gonna be surprised. But Tef, your topic is coming up on Friday. And then and then uh we've got the Science of Light from Amira, and then Lilia's post about depression, and then yeah, so we've got a few upcoming topics for Free for All Friday. So we appreciate you guys and have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week on Double Cup of Joe Show, where we're talking about shellfishness. Yep.
Selfishness.
And what you can do with it.
Bye bye.